G'day, welcome back to my 5th video. My name's Peter. I'm a licensed assessor instructor here in Australia. Today's subject is about Australian law. I'm not going to get too detailed about it. There is a lot involved, but I'm going to give you the basics. What you should know to get your license. If you do want to delve in a bit deeper about rules and laws, I'll have a link down at the bottom of the video, one to WorkSafe, another one to Occupational Health and Safety Act 2004, version 44, and another link to the Occupational Health and Safety Regulations 2017, version 16. I will also have a quiz if you wish to do. Follow the link at the bottom of the video again. If you can answer those questions, you should be able to answer the questions on the assessment. Each question will be related to whatever video I am releasing. Now today, instead of going straight into the videos, it will be easier for me to show you the rules. I've got them dumbed right down here, so even I can understand. As I said, if you want to get into details, do look at the links below. Okay, I'm going to read you out some basic law. You should have the card in front of you now. Just so you understand, duty of care defined. Duty of care can be defined as a legal responsibility of a person to ensure the safety and well-being of others who may be impacted by the person's actions. In a workplace, duty of care applies to the employer, persons conducting a business or undertaking a PCBU, and workers including but not limited to contractors, employees, volunteers, managers, inspectors, suppliers, designers, and subcontractors. So no one escapes. Everyone has a duty of care. Now, duty of care of an employer, PCBU. An employer has a duty of care by law to provide a safe workplace without any risk to health and safety and well-being. Provide accurate and sufficient information and training to relevant people for them to safely perform their work. Provide plant, equipment, tools, materials and structures that are safe to use. Put systems and processes in place to ensure workplace safety. Provide ways to ensure all plant, equipment, structures and substances are safely accessed, used, handled and stored by the relevant workplace personnel. So that's your boss's duty of care. Now, your duty of care. Your duty of care as a worker. Workers must take care of their own health and safety. Take care of the health and safety of other people in the workplace who may be impacted by the workers' actions, mistakes, and things they may forget to do. Follow the OH&S or WH&S requirements implemented by the employer or PCBU. Do not intentionally or carelessly misuse any information or equipment or facilities offered by the workplace for workers' safety and well-being. Never perform any work if the worker identifies a hazard that may have a serious consequences to their health and safety. Consequences. If you screw up or your boss screws up, the consequences are breaching duty of care. An employer, PCBU, worker who does not comply with their duty of care may be imprisoned by the regulators or may be required to pay fines or penalties. Now we're not talking $100 fines, thousands, we're talking hundreds, thousands of dollars of fines. Here's a duty of care as a PCBU or employer. The duty of care of an employer. Now, you have just completed the required training for a forklift license with a registered training organisation, and you have obtained the forklift license from the regulators. You get a job in a warehouse. You're not familiar with the model of forklift used in your new workplace. What are the responsibilities of your employer before you start using your forklift truck? Well, your employer should ensure that they give you the accurate and sufficient information about the forklift truck you are required to operate. Operator's manual, logbook. Should ensure you have received the required training and instructions on the forklift truck, especially relevant to that workplace. While training, you must be supervised by someone with a current high-risk work license for the work you are doing. So that's your boss's responsibility. An example of duty of care as a worker. Now, performing high-risk work without holding a license. Believe it or not, yes, you're allowed to drive a forklift without a license. But there are stipulations in place when you do. Okay, a person can only perform high-risk work without holding a license if they are enrolled with a registered training organisation in the relevant license class training. A qualified person holding the license in the relevant license class supervises them at work. So that's your duty of care as an operator on that forklift license. A small example. So now you have a basic idea of what your duty of care is. Let's watch the videos. Let's have a look at this first one. I see a forklift driver. He's zapping around, lifting his tines up before lining up. Zapping in, he slams into that racking. He's turning around while the load is still raised. On the ground, hits reverse gear, doesn't check behind him. Raises the forks while still driving. There's no reason why he can't line that up. And bang, straight into the pallet. You told me there's a duty of care there? I'd say there's no duty of care there. I'd say there's no duty of care there. He's not paying attention to his environment. He's not looking and checking behind him. He's not keeping that forklift steady. He's just lifting it up, spinning around, going up and willy-nilly going in. And you saw what he did. He hit the pallet. Okay, video number 2. I think it's the same guy. Maybe not. He does use his horn when he's backing up. Then he loses it about this point. He's driving so he can't see what's in front of him, so he's blind driving. He's raising his mast while driving. He hasn't even reached his target yet, and he's loads up in the air. He's being a hero now. Puts the load away. Notice the mast is tilted. He even tilts back a bit more and pulls out and drives off with the mast raised. There's no duty of care there. He didn't even use his horn when he backed up, driving in reverse as someone was walking around the corner. Video number 3. I think he's restacking a truck because of a spilt load. But remembering what we talked in the beginning, let's have a look. So you see the back of the truck. Obviously someone's standing at the back of the truck. So there's someone there. I can't tell if he checked first or used his horn. It's hard to tell. But there's someone at the back. Now if you look down to the bottom of the truck, there's someone standing down there too. What happened to that 3 meter rule? What happened to no one should be around that truck, not even the truck driver while you're unloading or loading? No duty of care there. This next video, we haven't covered it yet. We'll cover that in Other than hazards, what are some things you must plan for? One of the answers is your route of travel. Now have a look here, see why it's important to plan your route of travel. Run the video. All good till he slams into something there. He obviously didn't plan his route. But then it goes back to duty of care. He didn't follow his duty of care because he should have planned his route before driving the forklift, and that accident would not have happened. Video number 5. I think it's the same guy as in the earlier 2 videos. Jesus, he's raising his load while turning, while driving, spinning the forklift around with the load raised in the air, driving the wrong way down the aisle. And again, he hasn't leveled the forks, he's just pulled them out, he's turned out with the forks raised, hasn't used his horn as he's gone around the corner, hasn't even looked. That's an accident waiting to happen. Video number 6. Let's have a look. It looks like he's working in a freezer. Now, duty of care for your boss, a safe work environment. I can see rubbish and crap all over the joint there, especially on the corners. Now look at the floor. You see a big block of, well, not a block of ice. Looks like water frozen there on the road, and he's driving onto it. I don't know what he's trying to do. I think he's trying to lift a pallet up without getting it. It's just a dangerous situation he's got it into. Anything can happen in that stage. The forklift can slip, he can get it bogged down, the pallets, he can break it. I don't know. Look, to me that looks like a really dangerous situation. Video number 7. Now, I understand that you got to get the job done quickly. I understand your boss is pressuring you. I understand all that. I've been there. I have done that. But safety is the utmost. The most important product you have in that warehouse is you. The rest is secondary. You want to drive safely. Let's have a look at this video and have a look how they're driving. They're driving all right, very quickly, but dangerously. Let's have a look. Flying out, dropping the pallet on the ground, letting it skid, coming around so he can pick it up the other side. Not only that, he slams into the pallet, knocks it with the forks, spins around, no seatbelt on, doesn't check behind him, he just chucks it in reverse gear and comes out. Other forklifts coming in and out there, easily a potential collision there. Yes guys, I understand you've got to get the job done quickly. Been there, done that, fully understand. But you need to do it safely. Put your belt on, use your horn, check your shoulders before reversing. I said, if WorkSafe Australia came in there and saw those kind of things happening. Now this next video, I don't think you need me to say anything, just watch it. I think it's absolute crazy and dangerous. Someone standing up there just holding the sheeting there. If that slips, he's gone and he's hurt. Very good. Now this next video, very interesting. It's an Australian one. The guy is videotaping himself. I think he's got a dash cam or something on his head, a helmet cam. Within the first minute and a half, there's dozens of things going wrong that he should be doing to keep safe. Now, it looks like it's common practice there. Now let's have a look and see what's going on. You see him driving a forklift. Now he's driving up to someone who's pulling a pallet. Asking him to put the pallet down. Now I don't know what you have in your country, but there should be a 3-meter rule. 3 meters away from your forklift, anywhere it is. Now look at this, he's coming so close to someone who's pulling a pallet through a doorway, not using a horn, and he pulls right up to another guy. Now he turns into no, does he turn? Yeah, he does. He turns, dismounts. At least he's wearing his seatbelt, but dismounts incorrectly. Now have a look where he puts this box. Right at his feet. And not only that, he's got his feet up on the dash. Cool, cozy and comfortable. Safe? I doubt it. I doubt it very much if that's safe. Now he doesn't use his horn, he's coming straight out, again passing people close by. Someone just standing around the door there. So many things wrong there. Now I'm assuming that is common practice where he's doing it. I do believe it's a fruit and veg market. I'm sure there's a lot of safe drivers out there and a lot of people who think they're safe. You probably are. But it doesn't help to enhance your safety. Remember, you can always reduce the risk to harm and safety. Thank you for watching. That concludes this video. Remember to like and subscribe. And if you think you're up to it, give that quiz a bit of a challenge on my community page.